All right, so you're all geared up for process mining, ready to find those game-changing insights. You've got the software, you've got the team, but wait a second. Before we even touch those cool algorithms, there's this one thing, this one piece of the puzzle that almost everyone stumbles on right at the start. And yeah, you guessed it, it's all about the data.
Get ready for this number, because it's a doozy. 80%. That's how much time beginners typically spend not on the cool analysis part, but just wrestling with their data. Seriously, 80% of your project can just vanish into this black hole. And look, I'm not just throwing that number out there to scare you. It's the reality for so many people starting out. We're talking weeks, sometimes months, just trying to extract and clean up data tables. And you haven't even gotten to the fun part yet. You haven't seen a single process map.
But here's the worst part, the real gut punch. After all that time, all that effort, if the data you fed into the system was bad, well, your beautiful process model is pretty much a work of fiction. It's that classic, brutal saying, garbage in, garbage out. And believe me, it's the biggest trap in this entire field.
So let's call it what it is, the data preparation trap. You know, everyone thinks the hard part of process mining is going to be the algorithms or the complex stats. Nope. The real monster is getting your data right from the get-go. So everything that comes after actually, means something.
Okay, so how do we sidestep that trap? Well, we need to talk about what I call your process mining DNA. These are the absolute non-negotiable building blocks. Think of it like a genetic code. If you get this code right, you can build something amazing. Get it wrong, and well, it's not going to work. The first piece of that DNA is something called an event log, and this is huge. We're not just talking about raw, boring database tables anymore. An event log takes all that raw data and turns it into a story. It's the play-by-play, step-by-step history of your process, telling you what happened and in what order. Now, for that story to actually make sense, it needs three main characters. These are the three mandatory attributes. I'm talking a case ID, an activity name, and a timestamp. You need all three, no exceptions. Without them, you don't have an event log. You just have a spreadsheet. You literally have nothing to analyze.
Let's break that first one down. The case ID. What is it? Simple. It's the thing you're following. It's the star of your show. So if you're in a hospital, your case ID is the patient journey. If you're processing insurance claims, it's the claim number. An order comes in, that's your case. It's the unique identifier for one journey through your process.
Okay, seems easy, right? Just pick the thing you're following. But this is where we hit our first major puzzle, what I call the case ID conundrum. Because choosing the right one, it's way trickier than it sounds, and it's where a lot of projects go off the rails. Let me give you a perfect example, something we've all experienced ordering from Amazon. Let's say you buy 3 things in one order: a book, some batteries, and a coffee mug. The book and batteries ship together in one box, but the mug, it ships from a different warehouse in a separate box, maybe a day later. One order, 3 items, 2 packages.
So, I'm asking you, what is the case we should be following here? Is it the order ID for the whole purchase? Is it the individual item IDs for the book, batteries, and mug? Or should we be looking at the package IDs, the tracking numbers for each box? Think about it, because your choice completely changes the story you're going to see.
And this is what's so wild. Each of those options gives you a broken picture. If you choose the item ID, you're only seeing the journey of one item at a time, not the whole customer experience. If you pick the package ID, you totally miss the fact that multiple items might be inside one box. But here's the big one. If you choose the order ID, you get this unreadable spaghetti mess. Why? Because activities like package shipped happen twice for the same order, creating these crazy, confusing loops in your process map. Good luck finding a bottleneck in that.
All right, let's say you've figured out the case ID puzzle. Awesome! But don't celebrate just yet, because we're about to walk into the next minefield. Let's talk about when your timestamps lie to you.
And this is such a critical distinction. There are 2 kinds of time. The time an activity actually happened in the real world, and the time some poor soul finally got around to typing it into a computer. That delay, that gap between reality and data entry, it can completely wreck your analysis. It can make a process look smooth when it's actually full of huge hidden delays.
And it gets even worse when we talk about precision. Let's say your system is, well, a bit old. Maybe it only records the time down to the minute, not the second. All of a sudden, you've got 100 different events that all apparently happened at exactly 2:31 p.m. But they didn't, did they?
So how in the world is the software supposed to know which one happened first? It can't. It's just guessing. It's flipping a coin. And your process map?
It's not a map of reality anymore, it's just a random shuffle of events. This is exactly why getting super precise, high-quality timestamps is not a nice-to-have. It's everything.
Okay, I know, it sounds like a mess. Case ID traps, lying timestamps. How do you ever get from that data mess to a clean, useful model? The secret is you have to diagnose your data first, before you even think about building a model. And there's a really simple visual way to do that.
Check this out. It's called a dot chart. It's so simple but so powerful. Think of each line as one case, one patient, one order, moving through time from left to right. Each little dot is an activity that happened. Right away, you can see the health of your process. See how all those dots are piling up vertically in one spot? Bam! That's a bottleneck. Everything's getting stuck right there. And what about that giant white space with no dots? That means your whole process just stopped. Maybe it was a weekend, maybe a system went down. It's like an EKG for your data.
And let's not forget why we're doing all this. This whole painstaking process of getting the data right, it's about one thing. It's about moving away from what I call management by PowerPoint. Where decisions are made based on pretty slides, gut feelings, and what someone thinks is happening. We want to get to evidence-based improvement. We want to make changes based on what the data proves is actually going on.
So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with one final thought. The next time you start a project, before you get excited about algorithms and dashboards, just stop. Take a hard look at your raw data, the IDs, the timestamps, all of it, and ask yourself one simple but powerful question. Is my data telling me the truth? Because honestly, the answer to that question changes everything.